In this lesson, we are going to use the square root property to solve quadratic equations. And we are going to do this by taking the square root of both sides. So let's start with this example here. So we have x squared is equals to 49. So x squared is equals to 49. So I need to undo the square. So to undo the square, I have to do the opposite, which is square root. And when I do the square root of 49 on the right hand side, I have to put plus or minus, so I get x is equals to plus or minus 7. So that is the answer to that question. Let's do another example. Remember, the thing is to solve these ones, you must isolate the square. So here the square is isolated, so I have x plus 5 squared is equals to 12. So I'm going to find the square root of both sides. I need to remember plus or minus. See, this is gone. So I'm left with x plus 5 is equals to plus or minus square root of 12. Then I can subtract 5. So I get x is equals to, I want to start with negative 5 plus or minus square root of 12. I need to simplify this radical. So square root of 12, how can I reduce this? I need to think of the perfect squares, and the perfect squares I'm talking about, like 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4, so 1, 4, 9, 16. So the highest one from 1, 4, 9, 16, the highest one which can go to 12 is 4. So 4 times 3. So when I do 4 times 3, see, the same as square root of 2. It's the same as, let me just break it again, square root of 4 times square root of 3. So this will be 2 square root of 3. So the answer here would be negative 5 plus or minus 2 square root of 3. And you can see here, those are the two answers. Okay, we go to the next. So here we have another example. See, this one is a little different. So we need to isolate the squared part. So I'll do that by subtracting 5, subtracting 5. So what do I get? I get x minus 2 squared is equals to 25. And then, since I have now isolated the square, so I can do x minus 2. I get the square root of both sides is equals to plus or minus square root of 25. So I get x minus 2. Remember, this is now gone. Is equals to plus or minus 5. So that means x is equals to, I add 2 both sides. So 2 plus or minus 5. So x is going to be 2 plus 5, which is 7. So x is equals to 7. And the other one, x is equals to 2 minus 5. So x is equals to minus 3. And those are the solutions. Move on. We do another example here. This one, the square is by itself. So we are going to do 3x plus 4. See, this is squared. I get the square root of that side. And then square root of that negative 36. And what do? We see, I remember plus or minus. See, this is gone. So I'm left with 3x plus 4 is equals to square root plus or minus. See, I'm going to break this one. This is the same as square root of 1 times square root of 36. See, this is going to be the same as I see, this is the same as square root of 6 is 6. So this is 6 and this is I. So I get 6I. So this is 3x plus 4 is equals to 6I. So 3x is equals to, I subtract 4 from both sides. So what do I get? So minus 4 plus 6I. And then I still have 3 on this side. So I divide by everything by 3. And then see whether I can simplify. So I get x equals to 4 thirds plus 2I. What happened to, I forgot the plus or minus. So this is plus or minus, see, plus or minus 2I. And remember I could separate this one. So x is equals to minus 4 over 3 plus 2I. And the other one is x is equals to minus 4 thirds minus 2I. And those are the possible solutions, although you can still write it like that. The next example, so here I have 0.5 is equals 2x minus 1 squared plus 2 equals to minus 25. And something I'm going to do, so we need to isolate the square. So let's start by subtracting 2, subtract 2, subtract 2. So what do we get? 0.5 2x minus 1 squared is equals to negative 27. Then I'm just going to write this as a fraction. 2x minus 1, because there's something I want to show you over here. So I'm going to get rid of this fraction. So by multiplying by the reciprocal, so I multiply by 2. So I get 2x minus 1. Remember the goal is to isolate the square. So minus 54 squared. And then I'm going to do square root, and do plus or minus. So I get 2x minus 1 is equals to plus or minus. This is minus 1 and square root of 54. So what square can I use? Which perfect square goes to 54? So I'm thinking about 9. So 9 times 6. So this is going to be 9 times square root of 6. 6 times 9 is 54. So what do I get? See, this is I. So this is going to be 3. This is I. And this is just square root of 6. So how do I write that? So this is the same as 3I square root of 6 plus or minus is equals to 2x plus 1. I need more space here. I need more space. So I subtract 1. So I get 2x is equals to, subtracted 1 from both sides. So is equals to minus 1. And then plus or minus 3 square root of 6. And then I divide by 2. So x is equals to negative 1/2 plus or minus 3 square root of 6 divided by 2. And that is the answer.